walking artist Vanessa Andrew. It shows our newest exhibition being all about care, called I'm Being Here and There. There are 4 exhibitions in this series that you can explore online through 360 virtual tours and other resources that you can use with your students and to inspire your own creative practice. This mural will be available as a downloadable resource on our website as well. So if you want to discuss kind of a visual illustrative narrative with your students and breaking down ideas into more abstract and symbols, this can be a great tool for you to use. I want to point out that there's some questions that you can find here. The main one being, how do we care for our community? But then over here, the different exhibitions, so between you and me, for example, which is in our large main gallery right now, we've pointed out a few different big ideas that you could talk about with your students as you explore those resources online. So how do the artists and arts organizations care about their communities? That's a really big question to consider with your students, and you can definitely use the project that Louise is going to show you to do that with your students. You'll be able to break down exactly what they care about, how they show that care in their community, and then turn it into an abstract symbol. If you have any questions about these exhibitions, if you need any more resources at all, please don't hesitate to email us. We'd love to partner with you and show that we care for you and your students this school year. I'm going to hand it off now to Louise down in Studio 1, and we'll make sure that at the end of this presentation you have links to keep exploring all of these exhibitions so you can connect with pieces that work best to support your curricular goals this year and use our exhibitions at the Art Center. You'll notice that I'm also here on site. I want to mention we're really excited, even though we can't be making art together here right now, that you can come visit the Art Center following our new safety protocols to feel safe in our galleries and be inspired by the art on view. So I hope you'll come visit us Wednesday through Sunday. You can find our hours online, and we encourage that you make a reservation in advance.
Here down in Studio 1. I want you to say how much I miss seeing all of you at WAEA. You had a chance to be with Zoe and see our exhibition series about care. And now I'd like to do an experiment with you on working with care. Today, what I want you to think about is take a minute and think about 2 things that you care about and write them down. Okay, you have your 2 ideas planned and written down. Now that you have your ideas, let's think about how you could show those things that you care about and how you could possibly make a symbol representing what you care about. You could create some sketches referencing your objects that you care about or how you care. I care about my garden. For my symbol, I could show a leaf, or I could end up showing hands, showing that I'm tending to the garden. Now in your sketchbook, create 3 different possibilities for your idea of care. I'd like you to think about the size of a 3 by 3 inch piece of paper. And we'll show you shortly why it has to be that size. So do you have your 3 ideas? Take one of your ideas that are in your sketchbook, take a piece of 4 by 4 inch tracing paper, place it on top of your idea, and literally trace it with a pencil. As I'm doing now, I am tracing a heart representing my family and my garden, since I love my garden and my family, and also hands to show a helping hand of care. Now, take a coaster, place it on top of your design that you've drawn, and trace around the coaster, which I have now done. You then will take the scissors and carefully cut around the tracing paper, as I'm now doing, so that you can take your template and place it directly on top of a coaster. You then will tape with Scotch tape your design onto the coaster so that you're ready to start the embroidery process. You have your idea, you have now placed it on a template, you've placed it on top of a cardboard coaster, and you now are ready to do the actual project with piercing. You're going to take the piercer and you're going to choose to indicate your lines by placing holes all around your design. Try not to get the holes any closer than 1/4 inch so that you won't have difficulty tearing the coaster. I now have done the heart, and here you can see an example of a heart that has been embroidered with embroidery floss. Next, I'm going to indicate the hands for tending and caring. I'm slowly trying to push the piercer through the coaster. Once I have completed both hands and have pierced the entire image, I then would be able to add the embroidery floss to indicate the hands. I took about 18 inches of thread, threaded the needle, put a knot at the end of the needle, and did have a tail for sewing. You are going to insert the needle on the back of your coaster. You then are going to pull the needle through to the back, and you can see I have a running stitch where you go in the first hole, out the second hole, and I'm carefully filling in a line because I'm basically drawing with thread. So you finished your idea, you finished your tapestry, now what are you going to do with it? One possibility we found that you can actually mount it on your sketchbook. We just used glue dots, and it worked very well. If you happen to have students that are not going to be doing tapestry with, but would like to use the coasters, it's a wonderful material or surface that you can use colored pencils, watercolors, so that they could also show care. Or we had the wonderful opportunity of having an artist named Taylor Rushing, who actually made a linoleum block for us. We then printed his block onto sketchbooks, which you then in turn could place your finished idea right on top of the sketchbooks. You can learn more about Taylor Rushing online and download the design on our website. We would love to hear from you. If you have any questions about this project, please don't hesitate to contact us. We would love to care about you and your students.